So OnlyJayus and Mattie Westbrouck are two huge TikTokers who are both accusing each other of some of the worst things that anyone could be accused of on the internet. And let me tell you, the back and forth going on here, as well as the history that these two people have online, is all so insane that I can barely believe it. So as always, I thought I'd jump in here and try to bring all the information to you in the most digestible way possible, as well as obviously, you know, giving my opinion as things go on. Otherwise, I mean, what kind of video would it be, really? I read the comments in the last video, by the way, and I'm getting a lot of people telling me that I look like the biblical version of what Jesus actually looked like. So I am here to make it clear to you what I've come down again, and my purpose is now to talk about TikTok drama. So if you're a fan of that and you want to see that, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And for those confused, I learned English over the past couple millennia. Anyway, let's have a look at OnlyJayus first, shall we? Because I feel like to get a good grip of this whole situation, we need to go into her past and who she is, and also like why she's so controversial to begin with, because it made believing her at the start of all this rather difficult for many people. So here is her TikTok in its current form. Her real name is Bella Rose. She has a whopping 17.6 million followers and almost 1 billion likes. Those are some pretty impressive numbers, if I do say so myself. Obviously nothing compared to my following, though. I've got 2.3 to 2.5 billion followers, so yeah, small fry numbers to me, but I recognize the impact it might have for mere laymen. She's also got a YouTube channel with over 4 million subscribers, so that's pretty impressive as well. As you can see here, the latest video is actually regarding this whole Mattie Westbrouck situation as well. Really weird how little views she gets, actually. Like, genuinely quite strange, because as far as I'm aware, she's like a huge influencer. I guess she's just more of a TikToker, but I mean, how can you have that? Whatever, right? It's not relevant. Okay, I see. The most popular YouTube videos she has are just like her most popular TikToks compiled into a video. So this is most likely the kind of channel where it hit 4 million subscribers like 5 years ago, and ever since then it's just been struggling to grow, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way, like at all. Clearly they're more of a TikToker than a YouTuber, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, she got most popular from her fun fact or psychology videos, whatever you want to call them. I'll play a few of them now.
Dude, I feel so nauseous. Here, try smelling this. What the fuck is this? Rubbing alcohol? Still feel nauseous? I don't have to throw up anymore.
Alright, you get the idea. You get, it's all this sort of thing. Like that video in particular has over 100 million views. Oh, this one's infamous. I have to show this one. So if anything, the other one's her most popular, but this one's really her most popular.
Know that you can flip things in a pan by just flipping
coffee with a spoon by just...
Yeah, and then a bunch of people made like parodies to it and stuff, and it was a huge trend a while back. And you still get videos like this to this day, honestly. Like, she will never live that video down. Which, like, yeah, fair enough. I think it's a pretty silly video.
psychology tricks to fuck with people's minds that I may or may not use. You'll never know. Pull out a pack of gum, offer the person you're talking to a piece, and then put it back without taking any for yourself. That person, if they're observant, is gonna have a lot of questions.
This was 2019 as well, so like as much as she's popular now, she was booming a few years back. And obviously, yeah, she is still popular now, but like, she is nowhere near the peak of her popularity, if that makes sense. As far as I'm aware, like, she was one of the like OG huge content creators on TikTok. And she's very, very, very disliked by a lot of people, especially back then. I'm not so much, not sure about now. I know she's not like, you know, she hasn't got a reputation that's an absolute tatters, but she's not really seen as like internet royalty either. I don't think it's too important what her reputation is, though. We're gonna have a look at the facts. We're gonna have to look at everything in an objective manner, and at the end of the video, we'll see, I guess, who's more in the right, whether it be Bella or Mattie, who we'll talk about later. Don't worry. We feel like we need to talk about Bella first. So we'll start off with her racist history, because this was a huge part of her controversy. So these screenshots, these racist screenshots, were leaked in 2021.
Everybody here that I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Goofy alert, guess that didn't age well, cause this you. At the bottom, calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people in my community. My live was banned for a week because that screenshot has so many bad things in it, it made no sense. If you guys think it's fake, I posted the original screenshot and the original screen recording on my Instagram. This is why I don't trust people with savior complexes, bro. I feel like it's always a second agenda behind what you do. If you say it's 2 to 3 years old, you were 20 years old when you said it. The other day, Addison was canceled for old BLM tweets from 2016. Let's see if everyone keeps the same energy. You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better, and I hope you educate.
So she was 17 years old, not 20 years old at the time of writing those screenshots and the messages within them. I think at the time of this video, she was maybe 23 years old or 22 years old, based purely off the fact that he said like, oh, this 2 or 3 years ago, you'd be 20. So I'm guessing she was 22, 23 at this point. At a minimum, those screenshots are 4 years old. I mean, by now as well, they're well over 10 years old. But let's actually have a look at the screenshot itself, shall we? I don't have my specs on. All right, Dankyjabo's gonna have to make a return. There we go, baby. Okay, so they seem to be arguing with someone over YouTube being a really hard job. They seem to, I'm guessing the person they're arguing with was saying to them like, oh, you're doing an easy job, and they're correct. They're like, no, 7 to 8 hours on YouTube a day is actually like really difficult and productive for the world. She's very personally insulted by her work being questioned, I suppose. She says, Butch, grow up. I'm not sure if she's talking to someone called Butch or just can he fucking spell. Maybe she just likes the dog from Tom and Jerry. Or maybe she's arguing with the dog from Tom and Jerry. She says, I honestly hope your parents get cancer. I'd love to see what this person messaged her for her to say all this. I hope everyone you love dies, and most of all, I hope Trump gets killed, I guess, so your dumbass self gets to live in a world with Clinton as president. And then she finishes this brutal fucking combination with, I'm done talking to a loving adshole. Have fun sucking cock. I'm not sure what an adshole is. I don't know. Is she like actually dyslexic or is she just stupid? But yeah, that's enough of that. I almost regret putting these glasses on because Jesus Christ, those messages are unhinged. Before we talk too much about it though, let's have a look at some more of the stuff that was coming out at the time.
Jace, the screenshots are from August. You were born in April. You were 17 and a senior at the time. It wasn't oh, I said the N-word by mistake, or oh, I say it because I'm from the hood type thing. It was a literal slave master insult you used. And y'all say us black people say it all the time. When have I ever called someone the hard ER lover? Literally have multiple screenshots of her saying that it was not her, it's all been photoshopped. Y'all cancel people for less, and y'all cancel people for things they done way in the past. Let this have been a normal white boy or a conservative boy, y'all would have lost your mind.
That video was in response to a comment she posted saying that she was working on an apology video where she says that she was 16 when she was actually 17. Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago. She could very easily be getting the ages wrong, but it also is very possible that she's trying to reduce the age as much as possible so that she can be more further removed from it.
Oh, look at all the undercover racists coming to Jay's aid. What is going on with you white saviors that keep trying to defend Jay's for saying N-word lover, bro? You must say it too. Both dude and her keep making it seem like me and Papa Gut edited the photos to make it seem like Jay said the N-word with the hard ER. Since all of you white saviors keep defending Jay's for saying this slur towards my people, I'm going to be making a video about everyone that's mutuals with her tomorrow. Let's bring all the racists out into the open.
So yeah, this person's got, and to be fair, I can understand his annoyance if people think the photo's edited for some reason, because then they're basically accusing him of slandering someone for racism, and it's a pretty bad instance of racism there as well, actually. Anyway, let's have a look at JS's apology before I give my analysis, I guess, because it's always fair to hear her out.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others, because I knew what that word meant and I understood the power behind it, but I said it anyway because it was the meanest thing that I could think of. And I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this, and there is no excuse and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be, and it hurts my soul knowing that I said those things.
I'm not really sure I like the rhetoric of like, oh, I'm gonna put all the responsibility on black people to forgive me for this or not forgive me. Because like, then we're not all gonna come into agreement on one thing. Sure, there are some black people that don't think it's as big of a deal as others. I mean, I'm sure there are some that think it's like completely unforgivable. So then what, if not every black person forgives you, do you see that as like an act of non-forgiveness by the black community? I just don't get it. I don't know exactly what she means by that, but it is something I've heard over the years, and I'm honestly not too sure how to take it. Is my forgiveness worth half as much because I'm only half black?
But the screenshots and the things I've said in my past are not a reflection of who I am today. And I am so grateful for the people in my life that I met after high school, in college, at my previous jobs, and on TikTok, who took their time to educate me on their experiences. Because listening to them was so powerful and a real reality check for me. So I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing Black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language. I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences, and that there is no immediate fix for my actions, but I am so deeply sorry for all the pain that I've caused.
It's not even a bad apology video to be like, I feel like, I don't know, she was 17 years old, it's been over 10 years since then, she's been on the internet for a long time, she's very obviously displayed and shows herself to be someone of, I suppose, anti-racist values nowadays. I think she has done a fair bit of activism since then. However, I will say there are some more controversies in the future between her and Black creators. A lot of people have accused her of attempting to collab with Black creators purely for damage control and then sort of backing out when she just couldn't be bothered because she allegedly doesn't really give a fuck. And we'll get into all that in just a second, but just like this on its own, yeah, I think you can definitely grow and change from 17 years old. There's this idea, you know what, in the video I just posted about Dean Withers, a lot of people were saying like, no, white people don't change after being racist when they were younger. And I think that's a really dangerous way of thinking about things. I'll try to find the comment. I'll try to find the actual comment. Someone commented, oh, it's this fucking person as well. They left like 21 comments on this video just being a massive arsehole. White people don't just grow out of racism and magically never be racist again. He's a bigot, he's just better at hiding it. When you say white people don't just grow out of racism, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, if a white guy's racist, it's impossible for them to never be not racist. So what's the point of trying to convince people? What's the point of protests? What's the point of educating? What is the point of, like, advocating anything or activism if it's impossible to change people's minds? You say, and magically never be racist again. There's nothing magical about it. There are a lot of people who are so stubborn in their opinions of people in oppressed communities, for example, that just will not change their opinion no matter what. But for a lot of those people, they fucking are willing to change their opinion if you sit down and talk to them like an adult. That's why debate, I think, is so important, and like genuine education is so important, and being around the right people is so important. People who will actually hold you accountable and educate you or call you out on your shit when you're doing something wrong. People that OnlyJayus, according to her, has been around since being a massive racist. It's not magic that makes white people not racist after having a racist past. It's just education and maturity. But we're supposed to be all about change and rehabilitation here. Like, what happened? I feel like a lot of people just pretend to believe in change and rehabilitation, but then when someone actually displays it, oh no, they're performing, they're just being fake, they're trying to grift. And there's so many edgy teenagers in the world, and so many of them grow up to become not edgy teenagers anymore. I've been there, to be fair. When I was a fucking teenager, I had my feminist, get wrecked, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson binge phase, right? I had that phase. So unless I'm grifting now and it's impossible for me to grow out of that phase, then this is just bullshit, man. People change, actions speak louder than words, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think she has done anything explicitly racist since then, at least publicly, or that we know of at least. However, there was one incident that we will talk about now, and we'll see how fair it is.
Now, you become a mutual of mine after your whole N-word debacle, said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. So, are black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? Because I can tell you one thing. If you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do. What bothers me the most? I really gave you an opportunity. I really said, you know what, Aunt Karen? Let's see what she has to say. Let's see how we can mutually help each other. Instead, you're clearly not trying to do any of that. So why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
So I'm hearing collaborate with me or you're racist here? Look, I think I understand the frustration of someone performatively trying to collaborate with black creators after being called out for saying the N-word a couple years ago. Like, I get it. That can be really fucking annoying and potentially performative. But if that's what she was trying to do, then why didn't she collaborate with you? Like, surely dodging the collaboration would be the worst possible move if you were genuinely attempting to performatively prove that you're not racist by collaborating with black creators. As much as I can't really move past that, it's not as though I don't understand the frustration here or what she's necessarily saying. So I guess we'll hear her out a little more because there's a bunch of other videos made about this from her and JS.
You really said you are going to lift up black voices. And you're going to utilize your platform. You say you wanted to collaborate with me, but then don't. Now, your fans might get on here and say, oh, she just moved to a new apartment. Stop the cap, because she may have moved, but she's been streaming. You look at your phone. You look at your TikTok. She streams on her TikTok. She is playing those games. She's on Twitch, whatever. So please don't tell me that I'm in the wrong by posting this. OnlyJayus, you said things. You said you were going to do this uplifting, and you haven't. And honestly, the fact that you were able to say what you said and still have followers, it's sad, and it's honestly just shows that Black creators never get the recognition that they deserve.
I don't know. I definitely understand the frustration here, but if you think what she did was that fucking unforgivable and horrible, there's this comment that she's like, there's no excuse for what she did, then why do you want to collaborate with her? Why do you want to collaborate with this massive racist piece of shit who doesn't deserve any followers? Is it because she's really popular? I won't judge too quickly. There are DMs between them, there are emails that we'll see, and some voicemails as well, and that'll give us a clearer picture, I hope. Me thinking OnlyJayus really wanted to help a person of color and meant her apology, and then it's a video of her looking quite sad in the bottom. Following up, did you still want a collab? I haven't heard back from you. Oh shit, hi, I'm sorry, I'm bad at getting back to my TikTok messages. Yes, I still want to collab. I've just been in the middle of moving to a new apartment the past few days, so everything's been chaotic. I'll check my email when I get home. What's your email so I can find it? Okay, seems pretty standard so far. Oh, she's actually commented here. Hey, I'm sorry for forgetting. I have a chaotic schedule and ADHD. You could have hit me up again, but you went public, which isn't cool. I don't want to collaborate anymore. Yeah, I mean, you not wanting to collaborate, it's not as though you really have a choice. I mean, I'm sure this woman here does not want to collaborate with you after making all these fucking videos. Like, if they still collaborated with you after saying all this, then they would be that'd be insane. It would not make any sense whatsoever. She's like, oh, you fucked it. I don't want to collaborate with you anymore. And then OnlyJayus is like, well, no, I don't want to collaborate with you, actually. This is like the TikTok version of, you're fired. No, actually, I quit. As much as I'm taking the piss, though, she is right. Like, if someone forgets to get back to you, you don't take it public immediately. You just send them another message. Like, she's in the middle of moving, like she just said. Why'd you have to make it public so quickly? You could have just messaged her. Like, for you to assume the only reason she hasn't got back to you yet is racism and not they're busy is bewildering to me. Especially because PR-wise, they have every reason to want to collaborate with you. Like, not collaborating with you is a stupid move, both ethically and PR-wise. So, like, it wouldn't even look good. They have no reason not to collaborate with you, if that makes sense, after agreeing with you. Or expressing that they want to, if that makes sense. Again, though, we're not done, so let's see what else happens here.
I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of that, so I genuinely just forgot. It wasn't me trying to ignore you. You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not fucking cool, so I don't want to collaborate.
This is what Black girls have to go through. Instead of just apologizing, you're going to put it on the Black girl. You're going to put it on me. OnlyJayus, if you watched my last video, that receipt, that email, was dated for 3/24. In your voicemail, you said I should have emailed you again. Baby, what's this? This you? April 4th, I emailed you. How many times do you expect me?
Interesting. Okay, the 4th of April, 2021, she actually did send another message to her. Or more specifically, probably like a brand manager's email. Viral Nation doesn't really sound like her personal email, which is obviously fine. Like, I'm sure OnlyJayus didn't give her her personal email. Let me see when the first video was put out so I know how much time was actually given here. So she sent that email on the 4th of April and then made a video going public on the 9th of April. So she gave her 5 days. People are saying, I don't want to collaborate anymore. Okay, child. I mean, why would she want to... Well, I'm sure neither of these people want to collaborate with the other one anymore. Is 5 days enough to reasonably... before you start calling someone out for being as racist as they were at 17 years old and performing this whole sort of apology tour, I guess? Alright, well, let me get one thing straight. First of all, OnlyJayus done fucked up here. Like, you had so much time. Yeah, you were moving and all this shit, but you agreed to collaborate with the lassie. You should have fucking collaborated with the lassie as, like, way sooner than you actually did. So I'm not denying that she fucked up. Like, she absolutely fucked up, but it's purely because of, like, the aggression that this woman's coming in with, saying that the only reason they didn't collaborate is because of racism on her part, that I'm not fully getting behind it all. Like, I totally understand understand the frustration that this lady is having. I understand why she thinks these things, but me personally, I just don't see why she wouldn't collaborate with her because of racism. Because in my mind, even if she was this huge racist, she would still want to collaborate with this creator to prove that she isn't racist, right? So she could lie about it and grift or whatever people think she's doing. 5 days is a little bit harsh, but like after being ghosted for that long, I'm not necessarily mad at her for taking it public either. I think it's just a messy situation, to be fair, but at the end of the day, it was 5 years ago, so who really gives a fuck? Well, apparently they do, because there's more voice messages.
Well, for one, I left my shitty conservative town and like went to college, and I moved to LA, and I got out of the little fucking white bubble, and like my school, like everybody just fucking said that word. There were people in the parking lot that had Confederate flags on their trucks, and like the school didn't care. We only had like 2 black kids. I did not grow up in a diverse environment, and then once I left that environment, it opened me up to a lot more experiences that changed my worldview fucking completely. I've read so many books on racism. I'm reading How to Be Anti-Racist right now. I've read Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, and I'm going to be reading The New Jim Crow. I am educating myself on this. I'm not a fucking racist. I just said dumb shit in 2016 because I played too much fucking Call of Duty, man. Like, I don't know, I was a toxic piece of shit.
That's so cringe. That's really fucking cringe. Yeah, she's being really cringe here. Is like, she's just panicking, I think, because of all this public pressure and saying some really dumb shit. But hey, the world was a fucking different place 5 years ago. I don't think I like Bella very much. I don't think I like her very much. All right, looks like there's one more. This one is a response from JS herself.
I had to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and you know, instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 fucking videos about it! Can you please leave me the fuck alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things.
Diagnosed neurological disorder that makes you forget. You've not got fucking Alzheimer's or like, you're not, does she think she's Dory? ADHD is not like this fucking brain injury punch drunk. It's not CTE. You know what? Fair enough. It does affect memory. Like, object permanence is quite hard. I have this thing where if I, like, leave a city with my friends, I tend to forget my friends exist until I'm, like, manually reminded of them, if that makes sense. So it's not as though there's nothing to what she's saying there, but responding to emails like this after making promises of collaborations is still your responsibility, and I don't think you can necessarily blame that on your ADHD. Take a note somewhere, ask Siri to fucking remind you. There are ways to get around this. Be a bit more attentive, you know? Like, all this screaming in that OG video, it definitely doesn't look good, like.
Lies for me. Oh my, y'all. Aunt Karen always keeps her receipts. It's the lies. What are these hit you up again, you say? What is these dates? We lying. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why she's so fucking mad in that, but like, you need to calm the fuck down. People think that you're a racist. Just chill and like explain yourself rationally. Throwing a temper tantrum like that is not a fucking good look. As much as I personally don't believe that they're this fucking huge racist like they were when they were 17 years old, I'm not even gonna deny that in 2021, yeah, it's very possible that there's still some racism in there, you know what I mean? Because this is fucking unhinged, this reaction. So yeah, overall, I'm not really mad at this creator for going off on her. I don't necessarily agree with everything she's saying. Like, I really do think even if she was just trying to save her career and pretend not to be racist, she would have collaborated with her. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I genuinely believe that she forgot to collaborate with her because she's a fucking idiot, not because she's racist. But I get her perspective too, so I'm not mad at it. Anyway, now we'll finally move on. This one's pretty popular here. This is the plagiarism. This one's huge, I think, this plagiarism. I think this is what I was introduced to her with, is like and this is why she has such a bad reputation nowadays, because the plagiarism's a lot more recent.
Back from Russia. Okay, boom, the bomb exploded, you have to act immediately. First of all, don't look at the flash because it's going to blind.
Boom, the bomb went off, you have to act fast. Okay, first things first, don't look at the flash, it'll blind you.
You don't have a chance to get to a shelter. Your safest bet is to lay down face down and cover your head.
If you can't find shelter, your best bet is going to be to lay down on the ground, face down, covering your head and ears.
I have to understand there's still X-rays, gamma rays, beta rays. They're gonna be actively burning you alive. It's not gonna feel good, but you have to survive. You're gonna have to get up, take the pain, and run for shelter. Get to a cave.
X-rays, but also gamma rays and thermal rays, which are not going to feel good. They're going to be actively burning you. It doesn't matter, you have to get up, fight through the pain, and just find fucking shelter.
Very, very obvious plagiarism there. That is way beyond, like, coincidence. unless they both plagiarized from like a website somewhere and they just took the same script. But in that case, they're still plagiarists. It just means there's two plagiarists and not one. There's a lot of other stuff as well, so don't you worry. Here's an archive from the Internet Anarchist.
Content thief who had no issues with stealing others' content word for word, bar for bar, going as far back as the very first video she uploaded on YouTube.
I have absolute proof that God does not exist. This proof is absolute, but immaterial. You can't see it or measure it, but it exists. It's beyond comprehension, and thus we should not even question it. It's everywhere at all times. You just need to have faith that it's there and that it's true.
All right, we'll watch all this, don't worry, but like, they didn't even try to change the wording for their homework or anything. That was a direct copy. And the thing about plagiarists is like rule 1 of plagiarism, if you catch someone in the act of plagiarism, they've likely taken a bite of that apple before and will continue to do so going forward. Plagiarism is like almost never a one-time thing. If you catch someone plagiarizing, there's like a 99.9% chance they have either done it many times before and are continuing to do it. So let's have a look at all this other evidence, shall we?
Everybody's tired all the time, right? No matter how much sleep we get or caffeine we consume, but also we have a lot of trouble even just falling asleep, and we're constantly hungry, but also kind of always nauseous, and we're chugging more water than any other generation has ever chugged before, yet we're still dehydrated, and we're losing hair and getting wrinkles, but also still have acne, despite having the most intense skincare routine, and we're spending every waking moment either working or cleaning, but feeling like nothing ever actually gets accomplished.
To make matters worse, when one creator she stole from, Everyday Alex, called her out on it, she claimed that she took the idea from an old comment on Reddit. Alex told her to prove this claim, and shockingly, she actually did.
I found the screenshot. It's this one, and I took the screenshot March 20th, 2020.
Had things ended here, Bella might have walked away from the plagiarism controversy with at least some dignity intact. But as it turned out, she faked the whole thing by posting the comment herself, deleting it, and then changing the screenshot date.
No! Oh no! I didn't know about that. That's so embarrassing. Holy shit. No. Oh, man. That is so fucked up. That's so funny. Fuck, that's hilarious. So yeah, she's just mega fake. That makes me understand the racism allegations a lot more because fuck me. That's insane. Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, I feel like we've got a pretty good grasp on who OnlyJayus is and their relative past, some of the stuff that's gone on, why they're so controversial and hated by a lot of the internet. Now I feel like it's a good time to actually get into the Mattie Westbrouck drama. So first we're going to start by talking about her ex-girlfriend named Brittany. Brittany was a girl that she got with after the breakup with Mattie because, yeah, she dated Mattie at one point as well. It's quite messy, but stick with me here. This is an article about how OnlyJayus' ex-girlfriend Brittany was verbally abusive and tried to file a restraining order against her. This was huge at the time. OnlyJayus is firing back at her ex, saying her request for a restraining order is filled with falsehoods and being taken out of context. He told TMZ, unlike Brittany, I have been respecting her request for no contact for a couple of weeks now, including blocking her on all platforms, and I have not engaged in any behavior that would justify these allegations. She gets a lot of allegations, this girl, doesn't she? TikTok star OnlyJayus is not taking a recent breakup well, at least according to her ex-girlfriend, who claims she keeps showing up unannounced in the middle of the night. She says things reached a head August 24th when OnlyJayus showed up at 2:45 a.m. Brittany says she feels unsafe whenever the doorbell rings or when a red car pulls up front, and she claims Bella has access to a handgun. Fucking hell, living in this amount of fear must be like freezing you. We've reached out to a rep for Bella for comment. So far, no word back. And then the very next article is TikTok star OnlyJayus restraining order from ex dismissed, result of court no-show. Because Brittany just didn't show up to court for some reason. They reached out to OnlyJayus again and got ghosted. She's very good at ghosting people. You gotta give her one thing. She's really good at ghosting people. So there you go. That's a wee restraining order drama that went nowhere, really. But it's a controversy that you can make of what you will, really. I think it's interesting that it got dismissed because Brittany just refused to show up to court. Maybe she slept in. This is something that gets brought up a little bit later though, so it was worth bringing up, don't you worry. Now, let's have a look at Mattie's TikTok, shall we? Here we go. This is Mattie Westbrouck. Their latest TikTok is a response to all the allegations, but we will have to have a look at the allegations first. This is Jayus saying that she and Mattie broke up because Mattie cheated a few years ago.
Today is the 4-month anniversary of this shitty fucking roller coaster I've been on of being broken up with and not being told why. In that time, I eventually did learn the truth. I I got cheated on. Way too many friends knew about this and chose to leave me in the dark over it, and processing that along with the end of my relationship has been weird. So I made a video on my spam yesterday. It's my fucking life, but it kind of blew up a little bit. But because I'm me and my ex is my ex, the response so far has been, I don't believe you, which honestly, valid. I didn't believe it myself. It took a very long time for me to understand that this actually happened. But in the time of getting broken up with and learning why I got broken up with, they posted a lot of very cryptic videos where they admit it before they ever admitted it, you know? And people started pointing that out after I posted my video, and they deleted them. But I saved them, along with a few other videos from our relationship, which look.
Okay, so I don't know how long they dated for. This cheating stuff is like nothing compared to the allegations that we have a look at later that she's throwing out there. We'll have a look at it nonetheless, though, because it's an important part of this storyline. You can see by the comments there, everyone knows that she's talking about Mattie even back then. You got this person here saying that if they ever see Mattie, that they're gonna fucking hit her, and she's loved that comment, so she's endorsing that her viewers hit Mattie if they ever see her. It's an interesting strategy. Just learned that Mattie is non-binary, by the way, so I'll be using they, them for the rest of this video. I've looked it up. I think they are okay with sort of gender fluid pronouns, but just to be safe, I'll use they, them. Both of these were posted the day after they broke up with me without saying why.
No! I'm not me, I'm someone else. You're cute. What would you do if I was like some stranger at a bar and was like, hey? Running? That was good. You did Mario sprint across the whole bar. What do we know? I have a boyfriend! What would you do if I wasn't me? If you weren't you? Well, no, because I have a girlfriend at home.
A little extra to rewatch because they did indeed have a girlfriend at home and still chose to go to another girl's hotel room and cheat on me. I think I'm gonna be single on purpose forever because I never want to do this shit again.
That's so fucking true. That's so cringe, man. She has these so cringe, oh, I'll never find love again. I'm gonna be single for shut up. It's just so cringe. And you got a screenshot from her Snapchat, the greatest website. Oh my god. You know, I downloaded Snapchat recently because I realized someone was messaging me being like, someone's just ripping all my videos and putting them on Snapchat. So I downloaded Snapchat to see what was up on there. And bro, like, I know I take the piss, but now that I've downloaded it, I genuinely believe, I deleted it immediately after, like, fucking checking out whatever I was trying to check out. I genuinely believe that anyone above the age of 18 who downloads Snapchat for anything other than texting people, you need to be fucking checked out. Because, like, I downloaded it, no profile at all. The main hub page, oh my god. I genuinely thought I was gonna get a fucking knock on the door from the police just for seeing some of that shit. It was disgusting. It was fucking abhorrent. I'm not even taking the piss at I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. I will never, oh man, I will never use that app and like press anything other than the wee like text box button ever again. If I see someone's taking my content, I'm hiring someone else to check it for me. Because fuck me, do I never want to see that shit. It's just, like, I'm not even exaggerating in saying that it's just softcore CP. I'd take a second to verify so that I'm not, like, over-exaggerating here, but to be honest, I don't want to verify based on the small the small tiny bit I saw the other day. And that was a bit of a sort of, you know, side rant, I guess, and they're using Snapchat for their career, so maybe it's different. It's not like for leisure, I guess, but fuck me. I was kind of joking before with my hatred for Snapchat. Long-time viewers will know that I've always hated it, but now it's like, I don't even know if I'm joking anymore. Fuck that app. Anyway, Mattie actually addressed the breakup back in 2023 as well, so let's see what they have to say.
Okay, so I was just sitting here trying to crochet this bunny that's turned out to look like a piece of binder paper, when I really had no idea why I was still getting so many comments about my past relationship. And it's because I had no idea y'all were that invested. And I really want to come on here and share my side of the story, but that will only lead to more hurt, and that will only lead to more questions, and that will not lead to healing on either party's side, because we both made mistakes. It was a very toxic and abusive relationship on both ends. And the things that I put Bella through, I owned up to privately many, many, many months ago. And so seeing all of this resurface is just kind of interesting, and it just kind of puts me in this weird mental state where I'm not sure how to go about it. But I am bettering myself. I'm very sober. I'm very single. And I'm finding my peace. And I hope that Bella finds peace. And I hope that the world continues to spin.
So again, I mean, this isn't our relationship. We weren't there. Who really knows what happened? Because all we have is OnlyJayus saying that they cheated on her, but we have no evidence of that. And then we have Mattie saying that it was like like a mutually abusive relationship. We have no evidence of that. We've got no evidence of fucking anything here. So this is truly a make of that what you will type of situation. They both have Snapchat though, so I don't trust any of them.
I am done talking about my ex. Okay, this is me holding myself accountable by telling you guys, because just telling myself hasn't really been working, and I think doing this is actually going to help it stick for me, because I'm picking at this scab, wondering why it's still bleeding, why is it not healing, because I need to stop picking at it. But I do think that, like, me talking about this has helped a lot, because half the response has been, I'm so sorry that happened to you, cheating is never okay. And I really appreciate that support, because that's not something that I've been hearing from the people around me.
You know what, I can't be fucking, we're gonna move on. I just realized that I don't give a fuck, and that there are bigger fish to fry in this video, so we're moving on from the whole cheating stuff.
Hello everyone, so here's another update that I saw recently. It was this video, and it has the comment.
Alright, let me explain this so that the silly cheese doesn't waste your fucking time. OnlyJayus went on the girls that Mattie was supposedly cheating with her on, or cheating on her with, rather, and was commenting homewrecker on them. Basically accused, like, fuck you, you stole my person! Which is just great behavior, man. Really mature, and you know, you want to keep it private, like you said, right? You don't want anyone to send hate to anyone, but there you are commenting homewrecker. It's just so, it's just so dumb. It's just so, this whole thing is so dumb. But she's not shut up about it just yet. No, she's on Snapchat once again to say that she's being sued by Mattie now. This never went anywhere. I've not heard anything about this lawsuit. This could be a lie for all I know, to be honest with you. I wouldn't put it past her. She's a pretty notorious liar. But now, finally, we can move on to the recent stuff from, like, this month. As far as I'm aware, it all started from a sudden surge of hate videos towards Mattie. Most notably from this creator here, who claims to have sort of jump-started this whole cancellation with a random video saying that she just doesn't like Mattie.
I love that just now people are realizing that Mattie's a bad person, just because them and their partner on a break. Dog, I've been saying this stuff for years. Let's run it back. Firstly, when they were dating OnlyJayus, they stayed with OnlyJayus well after those allegations of racism were slung her way. Context: OnlyJayus called someone an N-word lover in DMs, which in my opinion, that's worse than saying the N-word. And Jayus admitted to doing this, but then Mattie still was with them. This person stayed with OnlyJayus after it was exposed that they were a racist.
Is that, I mean, that's like not, that's the most, it's not the most incriminating thing ever. If someone was an edgy teen, does that immediately abolish them from being able to have any romantic life in their future? I'm really not a fucking fan of this idea of once a racist, always a racist. I think it's pretty goddamn harmful. Maybe she is a racist, but there's no evidence that she is right now, currently. If she never apologized for those comments, then absolutely, yeah, you'd have every reason to think that she's just as racist as she was back then. But like, I don't know, I'm just not seeing it. Like, absolutely, she's a weirdo. She potentially is a piece of shit. She's a fucking plagiarist and a huge liar and very negligent, but like, this racist person who doesn't like black people and calls people N-word lovers, yeah, I'm just not too sure.
Up like a year later was because Mattie cheated on Jayus. So we got supports racists, cheating, and a lot of people don't know this, but Mattie was 23 when they got into their current relationship. Guess how old their partner was? Freshly 18. And this was just in public, like this wasn't being hidden, and people were still like, man, that's fine, whatever. Non-dating related, they used and were a bad friend to Carter. That's why they stopped talking, by the way.
Okay, so the only really damning allegation here is the 23 and freshly 18 one. Now, as much as it's legal, it is quite immoral, so, and that's the thing that most people are sort of commenting on here. That's the thing that OnlyJayus jumps on, because apparently she has receipts to back that claim up as well. In terms of the supporting racism thing, I think that's a huge fucking stretch. In terms of the cheating thing, I don't think there's any evidence for that. However, with the dating a freshly 18-year-old at 23 years old, as far as I'm aware, I think there is actually evidence for that, and that's what we're going to start talking about now.
Aren't you racist? No. I did say slurs as a teenager, though, which was racist and homophobic and probably a bunch of other things, but you know what? A lot can change about a person in 11 years. Didn't you cheat on your ex-girlfriend? No! I got cheated on. with a minor and y'all still support them.
That was it. That was the kicker right there. Because on her main account with 18 million fucking followers, she's calling Mattie a predator. Like a legit, actual, bona fide predator towards minors.
Domestic violence charge and a restraining order on you? No! We went to court and I won because it was bullshit.
Well, you didn't win. She just didn't show up. So I guess technically, yeah, you won, but it's not really what happened. She won on a technicality. Okay, all right, the rest of this is just bullshit. We're not going to listen to the rest because I can't be fucking bothered. Anyway, look at the comments. Mattie dated a minor? All these people here, they're very shocked at this revelation here. This person is shocked that her and Mattie dated and not the fact that Mattie got with a minor afterwards. I love that that's the thing they took away from this video. Most uncontroversial person made out to be controversial. I mean, I don't know about that. Call OnlyJayus the most uncontroversial person with everything that's happened in her career is fucking unhinged in my opinion. Anyway, Mattie comes back with a swift response via TikTok comments. Here we go. There is no evidence because it's not true. I'm not going to feed into the lies and give them more fuel to spread lies about me.
There is no evidence because it's not true, and I'm not going to feed into the lies so they can continue spreading more lies about me. Hey, how old was this girl? Remember when you posted this while we were dating because you didn't want people to know about me? You were like 21. How old was she? You're not going to say it, so I will. She was 17. If anybody remembers the Nicholas Ray drama, their roommate, he did it. Everybody likes to say that she lied, but she didn't. She was telling the truth. He would bring over teenage girls to their apartment and they would get them drunk. And you stayed friends with him up until the point that she went public about it. And then suddenly, oh no, I don't want to get canceled either. I got to cut him, I got to unfollow, I got to delete all these videos with him. But you stayed friends with him. You drove him to the airport. Big emotional hug and cry goodbye because we're going to miss your best friend that did this to minors. Because you did it too.
That's not really evidence. It's just sort of a picture of them with someone else kissing, I guess, or being intimate. A picture of them, that doesn't prove that they were a minor by any means. Like, if in order for us to believe this, we would just have to take your word for it. We're going to have to keep watching, I guess. Also, she talks very quickly, so I've lowered the speed. Don't worry, guys.
This happened. I wish I had my old phone to continue just posting more, but I got some. Hey, that's a cool jacket. But why are you giving it to this teenage girl that we met together just a few days after staying at my house? I got no ill feelings towards this girl, okay? I saw her once at a party a few months ago and she was mad dogging me, but I was just like, girl, I think you're a victim.
They gave a jacket to a girl? Does that prove anything sexual happened? Is there even any proof that that's the same hoodie? And even if it is the same hoodie, is it possible that they just own the same hoodie? I don't know, I mean, your fucking head was covering the hoodie for a lot of it, so I'm honestly not too sure. I'm yet to see any definitive proof here. I feel like you kind of need when you're making an accusation like this. It's the last thing that happened here, so it takes me a while to get to it, but OnlyJayus Responds video, which you'll see soon, pretty much irrefutably proves how strange Mattie was being with actual minors in his household, getting them drunk, being physically intimate with them. So this defense right here, whilst valid for the amount of evidence that I have at the time, is not something that sticks throughout the rest of the video.
Because I was a grown adult and I should have seen these signs and walked away, but live and learn. But Mattie, have you learned your lesson yet? Do you remember the night you told me you cheated on me? At the Streamy Awards, you were high on ketamine. You pulled me into the bathroom. You're like, I'm going to tell you something, but then I'm going to kill myself. Because that's manipulative as hell. You still in the K-hole? You still drinking? I hope you're doing better, but I really think that you should admit this, at least to yourself, so we can all heal. Jayus, this happened so long ago. Why are you still talking about it? Because people think I cheated. People think that I cheated with minors. And I'm not going to put up with that shit. Because it's not me.
Did people think that? I know OnlyJayus was controversial, and she continues to be, especially because of this, but I don't know if anyone thought that she was dating minors or like interacted with minors in the past. That's not one of the controversies I've heard of. Maybe I'm just not online enough or deep into OnlyJayus lore enough. You know, believe it or not, I actually have seen a vagina in real life, so maybe I'm just not a part of that niche. So I believe this video was posted, this was posted in 2021, and people are very confused at the time of like, oh, who are you dating? Oh, it's a really big deal to people who are 10 years old. I believe one of the girls shown in that video is called Noor. This is them here. You're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong. Again, we'll see a lot more of this, but right now they are 22 years old, so in 2021, they would have been 17, which I believe, they're in LA now. I'm not sure where this was all happening, but I believe the age of consent in LA is 17. It does not make it good by any means, but it makes it legal, I guess. I guess we should have a look at Mattie's recent ex, because a lot of the allegations surround them. Their name is Amara. People believe that Amara was 17 when they got together, and Mattie was 22 at the time. This is the one that you saw in that original video. It was like, yeah, he was 20, they were 23, and this girl was freshly 18. Let's see how true that is, shall we? Here we go. This is Amara here, who got broken up with, or broke up with Mattie. Who really knows? Again, LA/New York City, so I think age of consent in New York is 17 as well. As far as I hate that I know these by heart now, by the way, because I've covered so many weirdos. I've covered so many fucking freaks on this channel that I've actually memorized ages of consent in all the US states. Fuck, man. I probably know more about ages of consent than actual predators at this point. Anyway, here's a few adorable videos of Mattie and Amara together. Oh, that's so cute. Does that not just make your heart fucking... Oh, it's just so fucking cute. Let's have a look at some more, man. These make your heart shine, put a smile on your face, make you blush, man. Oh my goodness. Just makes your day, doesn't it? Fuck me. Don't fuck me. Alright, last one. This is an anniversary video. I mean, the loved, it just omits from the screen, doesn't it? Alright, let's hear more about what Jayus had to say about all this, and then we'll have a look at her big 45-minute YouTube video about it all.
I don't think I could put all this on TikTok. I'm making it into a YouTube video. A little bit more effort than a TikTok. There's a lot. There's more than I expected. I didn't realize that it was gonna... I thought I was gonna say my piece, and that'd be it. I didn't expect girls to reach out with their own stories. And then I was like, do I go to the cops with this? Do I make videos about this? This feels wrong. Like, what are we doing? But I'm not the victim, so it's not for me. But I got the platform. I'll share it. I can't share everything with TikTok just because this app is weird.
You're not the victim, so it's not for you to go to the police. That's not really how it works in actual cases of pedophilia. Like, if you know someone who is dating a minor and they are 22 years old, you can go to the police about it. You don't need to put the onus on the minor who is being abused, allegedly. Like, if there's an actual case here and you have all the evidence, then yeah, go to the police. What the fuck is this about I'm not the minor? What are you talking about? I'm not the victim, so it's not my place to... What the... So if you see someone getting stabbed in the fucking park, you can't call the police because you're not the stab-ee. So, oh, let me convince this person who is fucking bleeding out to call the police because I'm not the victim. I have no say in this. It's not really how it works, pal. But whatever, right? If there's evidence of it, there's evidence of it. Maybe she's just misspoke.
But I can give you something because there still seems to be people that don't believe me. This is a 2020. Mattie is 20 years old here. This person that they're talking to is 17. But hey, don't worry. It's all good. I'm not that much older. We can hop on a FaceTime later.
17 and 20. That's not the worst thing in the world, really. Especially if it's like a late 17 and early 20 is like potentially only a 2-year age gap there. Although with this, it's obviously likely to be over a 2-year age gap. I don't know. I guess we don't know all the details. 20 and 17, it definitely could be a lot worse. You're definitely not going to get fucking arrested for this sort of age gap. Is it cancel worthy? Probably not. Is it something I would do? Again, probably not at 20 years old. You know what? I definitely wouldn't actually. At 20 years old, I could not stand 17-year-olds. In uni, in Scotland, they start uni a year earlier. So I was like 19-year-old going into uni, and I was surrounded by a bunch of 17-year-olds because they start a year earlier up here. And fuck me. At that point, I realized, like, how do predators actually do this shit? Because these are the most annoying bunch of twats I've ever... Was I like this? Fuck me. Because they had, like, dorms that were dedicated to the youngins, basically. Like, the 17-year-olds all had their own dorm. I guess we went to visit one night and fuck me, like I wanted to leave immediately. They were so fucking annoying and like so obviously young. It was strange to me, so I definitely wouldn't do this. I think I would judge someone. I think I actually would judge someone quite badly if they were doing something like this. They wouldn't be in my circle of friends. Yeah, you know what? The more I talk about it, I think it is a shitty thing to do. But is it career ending? I'm not sure about that. But you know what it is? If you genuinely believe that it is something worth ending a career over, I'm not even going to be mad at you for it. Like, I think it is weird. Especially because as much as I said there's potential that it's an age gap just over 2 years, there's also potential if it's a late 20, early 17, that the age gap is closer to 4 years, which obviously is not okay at all at that age. But anyway, you got in these comments here that like, as much as I'm talking about like, I'm not too sure about anything, apparently Amara was 17 and Mattie was 22, which is a lot less justifiable of an age gap. Because I'm currently 22, I can like see myself right now. I was annoyed at 17-year-olds at fucking 20 years old. Yeah, no chance at this age. Oh my goodness, no way. No way. All right, anyway, here comes the YouTube video.
Not everybody's gonna go over and actually watch the full 40-minute video, so I'll give you all a highlight that hopefully, if you actually watch this, you'll understand. Maybe you should question some of the things that you're being told.
You know what it is? I will actually say, I think Mattie put their response video out right before this YouTube video came out. So I'm not too sure which order we should watch it in. I feel like maybe we should watch Mattie's response video first and see if the big YouTube video contradicts it at all. But first we'll watch this one, where she sort of teases it, I guess. Oh wait, no! The YouTube video is a response to Mattie's response video. Okay, so yeah, we'll definitely watch Mattie's video for... Fucking hell, JS was quick with this shit.
The person trying to spread lies about me right now is not a trustworthy or credible person. This is somebody who has lied in the past and will continue to lie. And I know that from witnessing very personal experiences with them. To anyone who's been in this situation.
Yeah, but like the threats aren't cool. Yeah, no, it's not cool to threaten to kill myself. I addressed that in the video if you want to go watch it. But you know what else isn't cool? Being an adult and grooming minors or cheating on your partner. Or lying to millions of...
Yeah, that's not cool. Really not cool. Oh, you're a pedophile? Not cool, man. Alright, let's have a look at Mattie's response, eh?
So I want to start this off by saying that I never wanted to give any attention to the blatant lies that are being told about me right now. But I really cannot stay quiet any longer about the serious accusations that are being made against me. Thank you so much to absolutely everybody who waited for my response before coming to any conclusions about these accusations.
You're welcome, Mattie. I was getting tons of requests for this video, but I waited. I stuck around because I knew you'd say something. Now let's see if it's actually worth listening to.
Only reason I did not speak out about this issue sooner is because Bella, OnlyJayus, is someone who in the past has physically showed up to the place that I live.
Ooh, okay, let's see. Bella, and you've got a big, big stop emoji next to it. If you don't want to call me back, I'm gonna show up. Answer the fucking phone, Mattie. The fact you choose to be radio silent after everything I've told you, I could always just show up again. Sounds like the best shot at you understanding the gravity of the situation.
Has physically showed up to the place that I live and has previously threatened my physical safety.
Okay, let's see. If you see my cheating ex, can you slap the fuck out of them for me? Yeah, she's done that. She has done that. Can't deny that. She has done that. She's even liking comments on the call out video years back that say they're gonna like beat them up if they see them in real life. Go eat a dick and die. Alright, man. Is eating dick a death sentence? You see me at Coachella, run. We know you're good at that. She is just dead cringe, isn't she? Tell you what she hasn't grown out of since 17 is being fucking horrendously cringe. I think I prefer the racism, honestly.
Yes, in 2021, I was in a toxic relationship with somebody that I did not know how to communicate with. So while I was at an extremely low point in my life in November of 2022, I kissed somebody else. But it was not the person from this screenshot, it was not Amara, and it was absolutely not anyone underage. I did eventually end up telling Bella what happened.
Oh shit, okay, so she actually did cheat. There you go, that's the evidence. She's just admitted it. They actually did cheat on OnlyJayus. That's not good. Again, I don't really care, but it's not a nice thing to do. That's sort of vindicating a little bit maybe for JS here and that. At least we now know that JS wasn't the one who cheated, but again, the whole cheating thing, minuscule compared to everything else, so we'll move on.
When it happened and who it was with. However, the lies that this person is currently spreading about me and my character are absolutely disgusting. They said that in this screenshot, I was 21 having a relationship with somebody who was 17. Me and the person in this screenshot have never had a physically intimate relationship before or after she turned 18.
Find it interesting that they had the qualifier of physically intimate relationship. Does that mean that like over text messages you were doing something a little bit naughty, or maybe like verbally you were flirting really heavy? Because that is an undeniably very flirtatious and intimate video that you would only really post with your partner or someone that you know are comfortable being physically intimate with. And yeah, I really do feel the qualifier of I've never had a physically intimate relationship is important there.
In fact, since nothing happened between us, I thought we were on good terms. Consider
Noor. Okay, their name is Noor. Okay, so it was Noor. Fuck, what state are they in? I need to know what the age of consent is so I can actually determine whether or not it's legal or if she was a minor legally.
Reached out to me in 2023 just to check in and see how I was doing. I have reached out to her to let her know that it did sting, that she would instigate complete lies about me on.
Hey Noor, it's Mattie. I'm really confused about the comment you left on Bella's post because you and I never did anything besides make those videos together, which in hindsight I understand now they're misleading, but we were also making those videos with everyone else we knew. I would love to call and talk about this because I do know what the truth is, and I'm really hurt you would try and push the narrative the other way. So Noor has obviously left comments on Bella's post, which I'm sure we'll see later, basically saying, oh yeah, I was groomed, they did this and that, I was 17 years old. So you've got a supposed victim there talking about how they were being intimate with someone who was a lot older than them, and they've not denied the ages of 21 and 17, so I'm guessing that that is true. The video was definitely sufficiently fucking intimate. They're saying it was a misleading video, is what they're saying in this text message here. So you were misleading the internet into thinking that you were having a physically intimate relationship with a 17-year-old? That's not exactly peaches and dancing dildos either. It's still kind of dodgy. So even best case scenario, you're a weird fucking freak, but worst case scenario, yeah, you're an actual predator. Again, I don't know if legally they are I need to know the state that this happened in, man. Let me double check. LA is in California. Oh, 18 years old. Okay, I was wrong, actually. So if they did engage in anything sexual outside of that video, or just in general, then yeah, they would technically be guilty of statutory. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if 21 is maybe too little of an age gap, so yeah, from what I'm seeing, yeah, I think it would count. So I guess the only mystery here is whether or not they actually did engage in sexual intimacy, which we don't know for sure, I suppose. Although, I want to see that comment from Noor now. We'll have a look at the comment in JS's video, I'm sure, the YouTube video, because an actual statement from a supposed victim confirming things, that would mean a lot here.
Bella also claimed that in this screenshot, I was 21, providing alcohol to underage people. I was not 21 in this screenshot, I was 20. This is me at 20, this is me at 21. I also have no idea why Bella is lying that I met Amara when she was 15 years old. This never happened. I also never cheated on Bella with Amara, especially not when she was 17. The proof that they have is from a screenshot of me in a red hoodie from December of 2022, and a screenshot of Amara in her own red hoodie from March of 2023.
Yeah, I did think the red hoodie thing was bullshit, to be honest.
And when Amara was already 18, this was also not my hoodie. We both owned the same Brandy Melville hoodie. And since I feel the need to clarify, Amara and I started dating on August 6th, 2023, and we hard launched on April 12th, 2024. Amara and I are also both very confused why people would try and tell us when we started dating. Now to address the text screenshots. In 2020, I would get on Zooms and FaceTime to play Among Us. I am well aware that Bella has screenshots of text conversations that I had with people in 2020 that I met through these Zooms. But I've never had an intimate conversation with anybody that I met on these calls, especially anyone underage. And I have proof that somebody who screen recorded a conversation we had in 2020 told Bella that we stopped talking once I found out how old they were.
Like I said, I feel my experience wasn't like a huge deal. Mattie stopped after she found out I was like a child, but you know, okay, fair enough. Everything's blurred out, so again, we're really not seeing any hard evidence on either side here. Like, even thinking back, the one that Jay has showed of the 17-year-old when Mattie was 20 doesn't actually prove anything sexual was happening there. Might just be a bit weird to talk to someone of that age in any way, shape, or form after an Among Us session, I guess. Maybe that's giving them too much credit, but I'm really waiting on JS's video, because that'll be the be-all, end-all here. 45-minute video, there has to be some kind of evidence there, like actual evidence, and not just, you have a similar hoodie.
Found out how old they were. These lies are some of the most disgusting things you can say about someone. In my entire life, I have never been physically intimate or tried to be with absolutely anybody underage.
Again, the physically intimate thing, I've got to talk about that, because why would you add that qualifier? Like, if I was saying it, I'd say I've never been intimate with a minor when I was over the age of 18. When you add the word physically, it fucks it up a little bit. Like, why are you so hell-bent on adding that qualifier there? Again, I could be reaching here, so let me know, but it does make me feel as if something fishy potentially could have been happening over text, especially because a lot of this was happening during the pandemic, allegedly, so it would make sense.
This is somebody who has lied in the past and will continue to lie, and I know that from witnessing very personal experiences with them. To anyone who's been in a situation with an abusive ex-partner, you can understand how hard it is to speak up.
I hope you know that when I kill myself, it'd be because of you. Yeah, absolutely abusive and horrible. They did say that it was like a mutually abusive relationship. And also, Bella was getting at Mattie for saying that Mattie would kill themselves after, like, admitting that they cheated or whatever, which is a little hypocritical now that I'm reading that text, actually. But okay, so they both fucking sucked.
I strongly urge anyone in a similar situation to reach out and get help. You are not alone. And I cannot express enough how grateful I am to the people who have stuck by me and stuck by my truth during this time. I also can't speak any further on this specific situation because my legal team has gotten involved.
Okay, well, fair enough. I guess the only thing left to do is look at JS's YouTube video. What is this fucking video? What is this setup, man? She's wearing a shirt that says, I like older women. She's flexing her YouTube play buttons, I guess, and there's a big black drawing over there. Is that a drawing that she's added in post, or is that just actual wall art? I don't know. Live chat replay. She did this live. Or no, maybe she premiered it. It wasn't done live. No chance. Okay, yeah, this wasn't done live, obviously. Okay, fair enough. No, I'm gonna leave this chat replay on just in case there's any gems that pop up.
Evidence, but the situation is too old to revive. And my first thought was, no, it's not. Like, that felt like a bad omen. But I'm not going to let it go, because full context matters, especially when new information comes out. And I'm putting this all here rather than just making you go find a bunch of parts on TikTok, because I want it to be all in one place. I want you to be able to come back here if you have more questions, so I don't have to keep readdressing this every few months when it just comes back up. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments. I will be answering them. Okay, so this, you already know, is about an old ex, a great grand ex, if you will, okay? After we broke up, I went public about them cheating on me, and nobody believed me. Or they just said I deserved it, or they said, like, you're lying, or they said that I was the one that actually cheated and abusive. And we're gonna address all those allegations as well. But after a month of posting about it, I finally just shut up because it wasn't getting anywhere. It was actually just getting me more hate, and I couldn't handle it. But people, for the past few years, have continued to just spread the lie that I'm the one that cheated, and I'm sick of it. So among a bunch of other lies I address, which I'll post here. Let's rapid fire all the lies that get spread about me. Aren't you racist?
We already seen that one. We'll skip past it. In terms of people saying that she was the one that cheated, I don't know if Mattie ever made that claim or Mattie ever said that she was lying about the cheating at any point in the past. I'll have a wee scroll through just to make sure of that. Yeah, Mattie does address the breakup in this video that we looked at, but they never say that they're the one who cheated. Probably to protect their public image, although they have admitted it now because their hand was kind of forced because of all the other allegations, so probably best to tell the truth about something that is a little more provable, I suppose. Definitely a little bit slimy of them not to admit it back then if JS was getting all this fucking accusatory statements from people saying that they're the ones who cheated. So yeah, I'll definitely give JS that. They didn't cheat, and Mattie did. It must have been very frustrating that she was getting those accusations.
And I'm now in this place where I'm noticing patterns. And I've always had like a really hard time trusting my judgment, so I've asked a lot of friends about this before posting. And you know what? I even asked the multiple girls that have reached out if I should do this, and they have asked me to. They have sent me proof to talk about it, not just rumors, not just vague stories, actual screenshots, actual timelines with like the similar experiences. But Jay, how do you know that any of this is real? Like anybody could just type some stuff into a phone and then change the name at the top. Like how do you know? Because I asked them like, hey, do you have the phone number? Like what is it? And it matched Mattie's exact number. And I legally can't leak it. What can I do? Like put the last 4 numbers there maybe? I don't think it's their phone number anymore. But this is their phone number. This is the exact phone number that I had in my phone. You can go ask any of their friends. It's the same number. These minors had Mattie's phone number. Minors had Mattie's phone number. I don't even give my phone number out to hot girls at the bar, okay? I give them my Instagram because I don't want you texting me. You gave minors your phone number. And I feel like it'd be good just to get this information out there. It's gotten to the point where it doesn't even feel like internet drama anymore. This just feels like context that people probably should have. And you know what? Honestly, I feel really dumb.
It's a huge jump to go from a minor having your phone number to you are engaging in sexually intimate scenarios with these minors, though. Like, obviously, yeah, it's a bit odd, it's a bit strange. It's a bit suspicious that these minors have their phone number. Again, though, we've not actually seen any evidence of that. So we've just sort of seen you say it. But even if it was true, to jump from, you know what, maybe I'm jumping to, we have to actually watch the video. I am jumping to conclusions, perhaps.
I have felt so dumb just the past, oh my God, I don't even know how long. I just feel dumb for how long it took me to finally see all of this. Quick timeline, me and Mattie started seeing each other in March of 2021, and we stopped talking February 2023. Our dating relationship was weird. I wanted to be polyamorous. They wanted to be monogamous with me, and I eventually agreed to that. But they cheated on me anyway, which is crazy. Not messy, okay? But I was an adult, right? I should have just stepped away.
There we go. I know I broke your trust. Understandable, and you're right, and so is your therapist. I'll make a more time efficient and responsive in the future. More, and this is her talking about how she was cheated. Why didn't she show any of this beforehand? Why is she only showing this now? I don't know why she's only showing this. Surely this would have sealed the allegations like dead, right? Obviously, you're not the one who cheated. They're the ones who cheated. Why are you only showing this now? I mean, I believe the screenshot. I believe it's real. It's just strange timing, in my opinion.
But my self-esteem was so bad, dude, that like I didn't, and that's just embarrassing. Now, okay, with Amara. Amara has said that she was 18, and you know what? I believe women. If Amara says that she was 18, then Amara was 18. I'm not going to rewrite her experience, but I think the context matters.
No, you said Amara was 15, and now you've changed your mind because Amara said she was... So what, did you just throw that fucking accusation out there willy-nilly with no evidence? What the fuck were you going off of? You know how irresponsible that is? Again, well, that's like really dangerous shit. You can't just do that. You can't just say, oh, I think you're a predator. Oh, you're not? Okay, fair enough. It's like, no, you have to have something to base that off of. Is whatever you based it off of just null and void now because Amara said they were 18? Was it just assumption on your part? I did pause. She's about to say something important, supposedly, so we'll keep hearing her out, I guess.
I did originally say that we met Amara when she was 15, and you're gonna have to forgive me for that because the math is wrong. She was 16 because events didn't start happening until 2021. I remember meeting her at this it was like a Spotify podcaster event. I remember Drew Offalo speaking. I'm sorry I didn't take a bunch of pictures to prove this for you guys years later. You just have to trust that I remember meeting her. I remember Mattie introducing me to her with her ex, JT, and like in a way that's like, oh, like you're mutuals with this person, you're friends with this person. And we're walking away like, oh my God, she's so pretty. And in my head, I'm like, she's so young. I remember them saying that Amara was like really pretty, and my first thought was she's like really young. And she has a boyfriend. My guess is Mattie did wait until this teenage girl turned 18 to start dating them. A 23-year-old waited for a 17-year-old to turn 18 because they're not stupid.
Hang on, so you just said 16 and now you're saying they waited for a 17-year-old. It's like, can you get the fucking age right? This is like important shit right here. Also, What do you mean you think they waited for them to turn 18? Or I guess it's possible, but you've got no evidence for, unless maybe you show it later, but based on you saying that you think that's what happened, who really knows? Like, is that all this video? Is this video just a bunch of assumptions? Don't get me, I've not made my mind up, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong. If there's shit in this video that proves the other way around, I will go off of that and I will believe her. But as of right now, I've just not seen any evidence for anything. It's all just been personal statements and like recounting of stories that we don't have any evidence for.
And I don't know the details of the relationship. I'm not going to act like I do, but there was definitely some social overlap happening because in November of 2022, Amara went to a concert with Mattie. I'm sitting in my room right now editing this video. Literally, as I'm like talking about stuff, going and finding the receipts because what else am I supposed to do? And I'm feeling so insane because the other day I find a video of them all at a concert and now it's gone. Wondering what Mattie was doing in those days of silence, deleting evidence. And December is when Mattie admitted to cheating on me with that like adult named Olivia Ponton. With that one, they blamed alcohol, they blamed depression, they blamed my parents' divorce, and they blamed the stress of meeting Joe Biden.
The stress of meeting Joe Biden. Mate, your relationship was ended by Joe Biden, you know. Again, though, as much as I'd love to believe it, there's no screenshot, there's no evidence of any of it. We know the cheating happened. I do believe this one because we know the cheating happened. And they all seem fucking insane, so I do believe it. But like, Jesus, it doesn't make it any less absurd.
Me and Mattie are still hanging out. February is when we stopped talking. And we haven't spoken since. Same month that Amara turns 18.
Ooh, okay, all right, wait. Okay, stop talking in February. Amara Cordova turns 18 on the 20th of February 2005. Is famous birthdays the most credible source of information for someone's birthday? They had me listed as the 1st of January for a while. My birthday is not on the 1st of January, so I'm not gonna say it's definite. Is not the most reliable source. Oh shit, they actually have the correct birthday on there now. So I can't use it to evidence that it's not the most reliable. And I think January 1st was just a placeholder because they didn't have my actual birthday and it's all just listed as January 1st if they don't have your actual birthday. From all the YouTubers that I've spoken to, I don't think any of them ever know of a famous birthdays account that doesn't have the correct birthday on there. I don't think there's any contradictory evidence that Amara is indeed currently 20 years old, so I guess we'll take her word for it. I think Amara probably says it herself. Let's see, Amara Cordova TikTok, does she have her age listed there? Okay, she says she turns 21 next week. So I guess that, yeah, so that is her age there. We need your side of the story, girl, just to close the whole thing. My whole story is that Mattie and I started dating when I was 18. We didn't even become friends until after I was 18. Anything else is a lie. Okay, fair enough. I mean, they're making it clear themselves. We've got no reason not to believe them because OnlyJayus is not really coming out with any evidence that proves otherwise. So I don't think we really have any choice but to believe her. Mattie Westbrouck is 25 years old, so they would have been 23 when getting with Amara, who was 18 years old. Let's get the exact date though, shall we? Mattie Westbrouck, the 2nd of September 2000, and you've got the 20th of February 2005. So that is about a 4.5 year age gap, which again, so an 18-year-old and a 23-year-old, 4.5 year age gap. It's not criminal, it's definitely legal, but as a 22-year-old, again, I don't think I would touch an 18, I wouldn't touch an 18-year-old girl with a fucking 10-foot barge pole. Like for me, dating an 18-year-old, I might as well be dating a 14-year-old. So yeah, I guess final verdict that is unlikely to change based on Bella's response. Weird, really, really weird. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's a bit grim, but not illegal by any means. Nothing like legally viable to call them a pedo over.
From where I stand, that timeline is just a little bit uncomfortable. That's all. But before Amara and before Olivia, there was Noor. And I've already talked about Noor. She's the girl in the...
What do you mean that's all? Whatever. That's all, I guess. We're done with that. Now we talk about Noor, which, let's see, there's probably a lot more evidence this way, because apparently Noor has spoken up about Mattie. So let's hear this. I was a 17-year-old and 17 is a minor. The age of consent in California is 18, by the way. She's saying thank you when Bella Rose made her video regarding the Mattie Westbrouck situation. So this is Noor directly saying, like, yeah, I was 17. What happened was fucked up. Not seeing anything saying that they had anything, like, doing anything sexual, but she does say, why would she bring up the age of consent being 18 if they didn't, to be fair? And then that video itself is incredibly fucking suspicious. Obviously, Mattie is saying that they didn't do anything, but of course, Mattie is going to say that. I'm hoping we get some sort of evidence here that is a bit more than what we have, because as much as what we have is damning, it's just not enough. It's not enough to fucking put the nail in the coffin that something absolutely happened that was illegal.
You're still a grown adult, okay? With a 17-year-old. I was 22. Noor was living in the same building complex as Mattie, Nick, and Scott. Mattie and Nick were very much a part of this. Scott, not so much. He was kind of always on his own or out of the house, so not him. Carter was actually there while they were all drinking, but he was also extremely young. He wasn't even living there yet. If I remember right, he was Nora's friend, okay?
Yeah, look, they get really close to each other and then they kiss her on the forehead. It's fucking really odd, man. Am I supposed to believe they did nothing outside of that TikTok? Was it really all just performative and trying to mislead people? But again, though, that's strange on its own. So, like I said before, to be fair, best case scenario, fucking weird bastard. At worst case scenario, actual statutory.
One, because I didn't fuck with Nick, and two, because Nick didn't fuck with me. I wasn't allowed at his place. So I didn't go. I wasn't involved. And you know what? I, at the time, just thought that it was Nick that had this drinking problem. It was later that I realized that Mattie had it too.
Getting drunk with a 17-year-old, no matter their clout, isn't going to help your livelihood. Connections are everything, I get it, but this isn't the way to go about it. Yeah, these people getting drunk with a 17 is yeah, it is grim. Like, you as an influencer should not be in a room with a 17-year-old getting drunk with them. Even if nothing sexual happened, that alone is... yeah, that's so fucked, man.
Thought that it was Nick that had this drinking problem. It was later that I realized that Mattie had it too. And it was really only this month that I learned the true extent of Nora and Mattie's relationship. They would drink, they would make videos, they would go to each other's apartments. Mattie was texting her while in bed with me, telling her that they loved.
Oh my god, look at that. Wait, that was definitely a kiss on the mouth, wasn't it? Kind of. Wait, but look at... Nah, these videos... Fuck that. Those videos are weird. The guy's a wrong'un, man. Yeah, Mattie's a fucking wrong'un. Mattie is a wrong'un.
In a PR relationship with me. I don't even have the time to begin to explain how funny that sentence is, but they claim to be in a PR relationship with OnlyJayus. What? When Mattie posted all these weird videos with some other girl, I just left LA for like a week. I went to Florida to go visit some other girl I was talking to. Get out of LA because I didn't want to even deal with what was going on with them. Again, I wanted to be polyamorous. Mattie wanted a relationship with me. And why they were using teenagers to make me jealous or something? I really don't know. But when Nor went public about what Nick did, Mattie was very upset with Nor. They were very upset for their best friend. They were confused. Why is she just speaking up now? Why is she causing drama on the internet? And the internet didn't believe her because Nick went and posted a video with his own explanation. But it was at the point where it was like, Nick, like, you gotta leave LA. Like, you're canceled. You gotta get out. And so Mattie drove into the airport because that was his friend, their friend. I'm bad with pronouns, you guys. I'm so sorry. Everybody still says that Nor lied, and she didn't. Nick did that shit. Mattie was involved with it. He was 21. She was 17. And I wish so bad that I still had my old phone. Because it seems like I just don't have my old phone. This is from years ago. I don't have these old texts. I wish I did, but you can go and watch all the videos that Nor posted. You can go and watch all my old videos of me ranting about this stuff. It all exists. Now I'm going to try my best to just stick to the proof that I do have because I feel like that tells the best.
Okay, good. I'm excited for this. I'm not excited for it, but this is the part that I'll like really confirm shit. Because as much as the other stuff looks really damning, it has to be taken with a slight grain of salt. However, I'm very comfortable in saying Mattie Westbrouck is a fucking wrong'un. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from when I say that. And if you disagree with me, then tell me why. Because like those videos, they're so weird.
Nor's text reactions to Mattie. So Mattie reached out to Nor for the first time since she was 17 years old to apologize for me. And my video that I had posted. How do you think I have this text though, guys? It's because Nor reached out to me being like, this motherfucker, look at this. Nor said, big fat round of applause for you. Thank you for standing on your shit. Mattie says, hey, I'm not sure if you saw the video that Bella posted, but she posted a screenshot of a video we made in 2021. I'm so sorry. They're trying to get you involved in this, and I'm going to do my best to keep your name out of the situation. I hope everything is well with you. And Nor said, oh boy, I would love to be involved in this. And I said, thank you, buddy. I'm sorry you have to be involved in this, but I mean, if you want to. I sent the whole voice memo. I'll put up the transcription there. She said, that's what happened when I came about Nick. These people are diabolical. There's no wonder they were such good friends.
I have a 17-year-old or somebody that was 17 at the time. I have somebody that was 14 at the time, and I'm waiting on proof from someone who says that their cousin was 13. Will we see that in this video? Because Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, how does... The fact that Nor even ended up in the house of these people and was drinking with them, getting fucking pissed drunk with them, filming provocative videos like that, yeah, he's a wrong'un. I've been won over. I've been won over by Bella here. The guy's a fucking wrong'un. Even just dating the 18-year-old at 23, in my mind, makes him a fucking wrong'un.
Number saying, hey, if you want to talk about it, I said, that's crazy. Mattie reached out to apologize for what they did, not what they did to you, for what I did, not what they did to you. So then in the text with Nor, I went and sent her all the screenshots that I have, which we will get to, I promise, okay? Then Nor decided to send some screenshots for me, back old ones that Mattie sent. Mattie trying to do some detective work really quick, seeing like who these other girls were, because Nick also got accused of talking to a bunch of 17-year-olds, and they stayed friends with them. Oh, look, my name got mentioned in this one. Yeah, Nick was weird. He was a weird guy. I met him, actually that's the only reason I met Mattie. Oh my god, that's crazy. When Nor decided to comment on my videos being like, yes, like I'm that girl in the screenshot, thank you for this, Mattie went and texted him, said, hey Nor, it's Mattie, I'm really confused about the comment you left on Bella's post because you and I never did anything besides make those videos together, which in hindsight I understand how they're really misleading, but also making those videos with everybody else we knew. I would love to call you and talk about this because I do know what the truth is and I'm really hurt you would try to push the narrative the other way. Hey Mattie, there's a reason Nor didn't respond to you is because you were an adult grooming a minor. You're weird. Literally this motherfucker. Nora said, mind you, I have like an hour-long phone call with Mattie after everything happened, and I was like, I really need your help with this because this is a detrimental, traumatic situation I'm being put through, and they didn't want to help at all. Like, I tried to get them to talk to my detective on my case and shit, and they wouldn't. So I don't know why they would love to call and figure this out. Like, no, this has been tormenting me for 5 years. I'm so confused. Like, do what you want with that text. I'm so ready to get involved. What's crazy? And then she said, like, I'm sorry, what was the, I can't wait to take you on a second date when you turn 18. A second date?
When did they, I wish we had the text of that, because fucking hell. That's just so bad. I mean, we don't even need it, to be fair. I feel like we've been shown enough to know that Mattie's a fucking criminal, man. Alright, so what I'm seeing here is I don't think they actually engaged in, like, intercourse or did anything, like, mega sexual, if that makes sense, but they did enough to make Mattie a fucking wrong. And they did enough to warrant these accusations here. Because I don't think Bella claims that they did anything like that either. She was quite careful in saying, like, they were talking, they were getting drunk with, not like they were shagging or anything like that.
Wait a minute, I remember Mattie saying, I can't wait to take her on a date when she turns 18. A second date? You mean like what you did with Amara? Anyway, yeah, then they mentioned the PR relationship thing, which is just, like, crazy. That's that's such a bad PR move. Nora saying she has zero intentions of talking to Mattie. I said, I have every intention of talking about this. I sent her some more proof, which we will get to, I promise. I said, quick question, did you have these texts? She's going skydiving. I said, I found so many old texts. I'm so scared. Mind you, I was always drunk at their apartment, and then she sent me some of these old videos where she is drunk at the apartment. And Mattie claims that they weren't physical. Oh, these look they just look so physical. They just look so physical with me. This isn't something that I would do as a 20-year-old to a 17-year-old, but hey, whatever, okay.
Yeah, no, oh, fucking hell. Like, no, they're legit kissing there. Like, they're actually necking on in these videos, man. You know what? I'm gonna have to, like, actually put voiceover on this video. Like, during moments where I'm, like, trying to defend Mattie, I'd be like, there's not enough. I'm gonna actually have to, like, black and white filter myself and voiceover being like, guys, don't worry. I realized later on in this video that Mattie is actually a fucking wrong'un. It's the last thing that happened here, so it takes me a while to get to it, but OnlyJayus Responds video, which you'll see soon, pretty much irrefutably proves how strange Mattie was being with actual minors in his household, getting them drunk, being physically intimate with them. So this defense right here, whilst valid for the amount of evidence that I have at the time, is not something that sticks throughout the rest of the video.
Bro, the way everyone just ignored our virginity conversation. Why are you talking about virginity to a 17-year-old? Hey, you wanna come to my place? I'm literally at Dick's buying boxing gloves and wraps right now. I have my first training tonight. It's so exciting. They were buying boxing shit with me.
Ooh. Self-made KO, all-female boxing fight card featuring all these people. I wonder who won. Oh, can I see footage of the boxing? I would love to see footage of the boxing. I fucking love boxing, for those who don't know. And the three cats are named Sugar, Canelo, and Prince, so that should tell you all you need to know. Did it ever happen? I don't think it ever happened. Oh, that's so sad.
Sending them all the I think this is Mattie sending Nor, their, like, thirst traps together, like the fan pages that people made. Hold, actually, they sent it. Picture yourself as Nor. Oh my god! The way I haven't seen these in years. I didn't see this before making the video. Ooh. Mattie, you're so dumb. You're so dumb for making that reply video, dude. Go ahead and get your lawyers. I would love for a judge to see this shit. Please. I already got one ex down bad in court. I'm down to get another one. Come on. Let's do it. I'm a good lawyer. Okay, so after that video, more girls reached out. Turns out it wasn't just Nor, but that's usually how it works, right? Like, one person speaks out, and then another person feels safe enough to. So this one, hold on, I put my phone away for some reason. There was this one girl who was 17 in 2020. It was a screenshot that I already posted. But let me pull it back up. You know, I actually sent these all to Avery Cyrus, which is exactly how Mattie got some of these screenshots. I'll get into it, I swear to God. But the fact that, like, Avery was like, is this true? And I gave them all the information to make their own judgment, and they just took all that, and sent it to Mattie. Fucking crazy. Lesbians, man. I fucking hate lesbians. So this is in 2020. Mattie is 20. This girl is 17. Literally says here, like, hey, I'm down to hop on a Zoom call or FaceTime if you want. Oh, cool. I'll text you in like 20 minutes. Yeah, you know, I'm just 17, right? Like, I don't know how old you are. Yeah, don't worry how I'm good. I'm not that much older. That's crazy. It's so sad we can't meet in person because of the stupid pandemic. So this is the middle of the pandemic. You're texting minors. They're asking you, hey, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 17. How old are you? And you don't reply with your goddamn age. You just say, don't worry.
That's facts. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, she was 20. He was 20 at the time. But you would just say that you're 20 you would just say your age if you weren't ashamed of it. Like, the fact you don't say it shows that you feel as though there's something wrong with it. Yeah, that's such a wrong'un, man. That's such a good point, actually. And also when you pair that with them specifying so vehemently that they didn't do anything physically intimate with a minor, this looks even worse. Because you don't need to do anything physically intimate to do intimate shit on a Zoom call or FaceTime.
Brother, ew, what the fuck? I can't. Like, Context of this one, they reached out saying, I have proof that Mattie texted me when I was only 17. I said, first of all, you don't have to send me anything if you don't want to. I read you saying that you're scared to come out about it. How long ago was it? Said it was a fat sec ago. This happened in 2020. I never came out about it because Mattie had such a big following. They were 20. I don't know if it's true. I don't know shit about them, but I told them I was 17, and they continued to reach out to me to ask to FaceTime and stuff. It was over COVID, so hanging out with was like a no-go, but it was all just really weird. I can send you receipts off if I can get my old phone, which I'll try to do tomorrow. We just kept talking about it a little bit. They said, dude, don't apologize, like you did nothing wrong. I can't imagine how confused and just awful it must be for you. Literally, here if you need anything. I sent her some texts that people have sent me just to like say like, hey, other people like are saying this too. It's not just you. And then they said that they couldn't get their old phone. They couldn't find it, but they did find the screenshot that they took when it happened because they, even back then, they thought that it was weird. So that's what we have from this one other person that I didn't know existed until just a couple days ago.
Okay, so I will stand by the like I said earlier that 20 and 17 wasn't like the worst age gap in the world. And I still do believe that as much as I do think it's fucking weird. I don't know if it's like career cancel worthy. But what makes it worse is that Mattie seems to have a habit of going for people exclusively who are like, it's like the pattern of 17-year-olds only. It's like when you're in school and you go for like a friend of yours goes for someone a year younger than you. Like let's say you're in year or like I don't know, grade 12 and you date someone in grade 11, right? It's like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal. But then if their next partner is also in grade 11 and then they break up a month later and then is also from grade, it's like, no, okay, now it's fucking weird because why are you only going for people who are younger than you by that much? It's like a clear maturity gap there. As much as it might not be big, you're clearly intentionally going after people who are less mature than you. That's the thing that gets me here. It's like 17 and 20 isn't the worst thing in the world in and of itself, but it's the consistency of which this 20-year-old is going after the 17-year-olds that makes it a lot worse for me. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm saying that right.
I was gonna like wait until they all sent their proof, but I really just want to get this out and going. So some people have sent some other similar stuff, not identical but similar. Again, these are just people saying what they had to say. But this person said, it was like 4 years ago. My cousin and I were hanging out, and she was showing me that Mattie was flirting with her, and we were like 13 at the time. Do I think that a 13-year-old can probably misconstrue a famous person texting them as flirting? Yes. Do I think that a famous adult should be texting 13-year-olds? Fuck no. Fuck no. Anyway.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the conversation was, I guess. I think you definitely should have waited for proof before posting this video. You don't leave something open-ended out like that.
This person says, thanks for speaking up about Mattie. They messaged me too a few years ago when I almost turned 17. They never responded, so... I also had another person reach out.
Okay, so now she's just showing a bunch of random messages from anonymous accounts saying that they got messaged by Mattie at certain ages. This is where you start to lose me a bit. As much as the other stuff was pretty irrefutable, and I back that, and that definitely proves that they're a fucking weirdo. All of this shit is just completely not evidence-based, and you just have to sort of trust them. You can't even see the profile picture or the names or any of these people, and there's no screenshots at all, so I'm not sure about these ones. It's just, I have to be fair here and objective. You can't be sure about those ones. We've seen enough to make a decent judgment call about it, though. I'm just, like absolutely. But those in particular, you can't say for sure.
Being like, hey, is it weird that like Mattie liked a thirst trap of mine when I was 16? And like that's proof, and it's not proof, you know, because like liking something on the internet is not the same as like actually privately messaging minors. Those are very different things. But good thing we got more. We have this person that said, Mattie and I went on 2 dates down in Huntington Beach, California when I was 17. I thought it was so cool dating somebody older, but now I look back and I'm disgusted. I do remember Mattie hanging out a lot at the beach around that time. Like a lot. We had some friends that had like a bus. This is the one that makes my stomach turn. Okay, so after a Zoom call with some fangirls that Mattie did address, we'll get to that, but they were in a big Zoom call, and Mattie reaches out to this one girl privately. I can't see what they were talking about before, but it goes, that's so motherfucking cute. Oh my God, stop smiling. I'm nice to you, but I'm not that nice to you. Stop blushing and get your head in the game, loser. Ayo, laugh my ass off. Your expressions are priceless. Get the fuck out. I'm so funny. You're hilarious. Tee hee. Michael Jackson. Wait, dude, how old are you? This is the first green flag that we get from Mattie Westbrouck so far. Yes, 18. Dude, are you not? No. 16? Y'all, this girl is almost 15. I don't know if you can do math, but that means 14 years old. Said, shut the fuck up. Haha, you're a child. You are a child. Oh my God, holy Christ, no way. Okay, I just turned my camera for dramatic effect. So they're texting while they're on this like group call right now. Said, I take 18 as a compliment. I look younger. How the fuck do you think 18? Like, where did you get that from? Said, well, you're in a Zoom call with the average age of probably 20. So I got it from that. Well, yeah, a child? I'm adopting you? Merry Christmas. Oh my God, thank you. Of course. Did you do your homework? Am I parenting right? Yes, but I don't know. I'm probably going to fuck you up. You're going to have daddy issues. Uh-oh. Damn, okay.
What the fuck? That's such a weird comment at the end there. I'm going to fuck you up. You're going to have daddy issues. Why is this 14-year-old in the call where the average age is 20? Someone get this kid out the fucking call, man. Was this normal during the Among Us era? Was COVID really that bad? Did it fuck us up this much? I played a lot of Among Us during COVID. It was all just people from my year. And I wasn't an influencer, I guess, but an influencer's whatever, right? Whatever. It's weird. Again, it's weird.
Never in my right mind would I be a 20-year-old telling a 14-year-old girl that I'm gonna fuck them up and give them daddy issues. What are you thinking, dude? Like, what are you thinking? Texting a minor that. And you're like, oh, but like they acknowledge that they're a child and they're gonna be in a parental role now. What are you talking about? You might think, oh, they must have stopped shortly after that, right? Right? No. My mom's an 8th grade teacher. They still eat their boogers. Oh my God, no way. To be fair, I was in the 8th grade last year, so I can't say anything. But at least I'm not in middle school. Good, worst 3 years of my life. Yeah, middle school sucks ass.
Yeah, legit, stop messaging the fucking 14-year-old. It's not rocket science. Even if you're just trying to be friends with them and not do anything intimate, it's like, why are you trying to be friends with a 14-year-old? Leave them alone, man. It's not like a cousin or a sibling of yours that you actually, like, have a reason to chat to. Is this how fucking lonely you are?
Don't worry, I'll come back from the store with milk. They're gonna attack you for simping now. Hey, at least not everyone, I'm not the youngest out of everyone. The youngest is like 13 in 8th fucking grade. Literal child, no wait, oh my God. Now you're rushing. No, don't rush getting older there, bud. You'll miss it. Yeah, I know, I feel ancient. Goddamn, you're 20, right? Yep, that's insane. But as old as fuck. I'm not gonna, there's no shit for a middle schooler cussing, but you're an adult. You're texting a literal freshman in high school right now, dude. You're continuing to text a freshman in high school. Dude. I just don't understand. I don't understand. This isn't something that I would ever do, so I guess I'm glad that I don't understand. Like, whenever, like, I respond to my DMs a lot because I think I'm funny. But if somebody's like, oh, I'm a kid, I'm not flirting with people in the DMs. I'm not flirting with people. I'm not flirting with minors. And then trying to turn into their parent for some reason and then telling them I'm going to give them daddy issues. Like, that's a kink thing. What are we talking about right now? Individually, people love to downplay things. Like, if I just told you one of these stories, that's not that bad. If I just told you two, it's not that bad. But when you put all of these together...
That's a good point as well, actually. It's like, if that was the only thing, yeah, it'd be really weird, but maybe not enough to incriminate someone. But when you add everything into it, absolutely, it does make it look worse and worse. I think people have a habit of just picking a bunch of small things and saying, look, a pattern of behavior here. But I don't think there's really that much of an over-exaggeration here, to be honest.
I do know that Mattie responded, so let's go through and see what they talked about, you guys. Fucking jump scare.
So I want to start this off by saying that I never wanted to give any attention to the blatant lies that are being told about me right now, but I really cannot stay quiet any longer about the serious accusations that are being made against me.
Because you were being really quiet. You were being really quiet. They are serious allegations, and you were being really quiet, but nice script.
Thank you so much to absolutely everybody who waited for my response before coming to any conclusions about these accusations. The only reason I did not speak out about this issue sooner is because Bella, OnlyJayus, is someone who in the past has physically showed up to the place that I live and has previously threatened.
Because we dated for 2 years, you fucking weirdo. What are you talking about? Okay, so they post some texts that I sent them, let's see, in February. So this is the very end of our relationship. Again, February 2023, end of our relationship completely. You can see why. I am unhinged. I'm losing my goddamn mind. We are experiencing in this what is clinically called reactive abuse. And nothing I said in here was okay. Okay? Let's just get that off the table. But hey, at least the things that I were saying that wasn't okay was to another adult. Right? You have minor allegations, and the first thing we're going to talk about is...
Yeah, true. It could have been reactive abuse. I'm not too sure who the primary abuser was. There's not really too much evidence on either side, but that isn't really the issue at hand here. I will say that I think Mattie's excuse of, oh, I waited to post this response video because I'm scared of OnlyJayus is fucking bullshit. Like, you are not fearing for your safety because of Bella or OnlyJayus. It just doesn't make any sense. You were prolonging the allegations and waiting to respond because you thought maybe you could wait it out, but as the pressure got to you and it kept building and getting more popular and not less popular, you thought, okay, fuck it, I've got to release a response. That's what actually happened. And you used, I guess, those messages. You wanted to just segue in and start the video all smoothly and shit, but no, that's a bullshit reason. It doesn't make any sense. Like, OnlyJayus with 18 million followers is going to turn up to your fucking house at midnight. No. Come on. Let's be real here.
Mattie, if you don't call me back, I'm going to show up, which is something that we've done. If I didn't respond, you just showed up to my house. If you didn't respond, I just showed up to your house. So you're right. This was a very toxic relationship. What else? Answer the good phone, Mattie. The fact that you choose to be radio silent after everything I told you. I could always just show up again. Sounds like my best shot at understanding the gravity of the situation. Don't act like you don't know. You must think I'm joking. Oh, this will be fine. See you soon, Mattie. I don't think I ever showed up. I was being really dumb. This was dumb. I should not have been... I should have just let it go. That's why I'm saying I feel embarrassed by this. It's really dumb. I feel dumb. But again, this is after 2 years of dating and after, months? Multiple months, 3 to 6 months of lying about being cheated on. And then, like, once you were telling, hey, I did cheat on you, you still, like, were trying to be in my life, coming over. I remember I was on Hinge, and they're like, don't you think it's a little soon to be on Hinge? You fucking cheated on me! But okay. I'm just saying, like, you have allegations of talking to minors, and the first thing you do, which I called, was going to be to flip it around on me. Okay.
And my physical safety. So yes, in 2021, I was in a toxic...
Let's see, how did I threaten your physical safety? This was to a friend. I said, oh, if you see my cheating ex, can you slap the fuck out of them for me? This was a tiny-ass girl that I was joking around with. Clearly it wasn't funny, but okay. That's threatening physical safety. Said, Mattie, you better hope you never see my face again, because I swear you haven't seen crazy yet. You haven't? Go eat a dick and die. This is what people are saying, that I threatened their life. I threatened to kill them because I said, go eat a dick and die.
Yeah, that's definitely a reach. Go eat and dick and die is not a death, is not like a threat of violence at all. Now, the slap the shit out of them for me, that makes a bit more sense because they're also liking comments saying that they're gonna, like, beat them up or whatever. So that makes a little more sense, but some of them were definitely reaches, like.
This is, like, actually crazy. The fact that you're gonna call, like, you didn't even show the screenshots from this 14-year-old. You just showed this, like, you cut it off. You cut off this one part. And people, the crazy thing is people like have, this has worked. Mattie is more convincing. People have switched up on me. I already expected it. That's why I wanted to make this YouTube video because I knew it was coming. But that's just crazy. It's like, you can literally be like, I deny it. And everybody's like, well, they denied it. Not really like thinking and looking at what they're showing you right now.
Found out how old they were. These lies are some of the most disgusting things you can say about someone. In my entire life, I've never been physically intimate or tried to be with absolutely anybody underage. The person trying to spread lies about me right now is not a trustworthy or credible person. This is somebody who has lied in the past.
To be fair, like, that is absolutely physical intimacy with someone who is underage. So, yeah, they're fucking lying. Like, that is an absolute lie. There's video footage of them being physically intimate with someone underage. And the fact that they're qualifying with physically intimate probably means that they were probably being, like FaceTime or phone call intimate with people underage as well.
Now we're doing, like, now, if you or anybody you know has experience, like, hold on. Yeah, I hope you know that when I kill myself, it's because of you. That wasn't okay to say at all. And you know what? I already said that they said the same thing. So, like, it was a toxic relationship. There's no denying that. But that's what you're saying. It's like, well, they wanted to die because of me, so clearly they must be lying and not telling the truth.
I strongly urge anyone in a similar situation to reach out and get help. You are not alone. And I cannot express enough how grateful I am to the people who have stuck by me and stuck by...
You know what, you're right. If you have experienced something like this, definitely reach out.
It's a little bit virtue signally though. It's a bit like, it's a bit like, are you saying that because you really mean it and you're passionate about this subject? Or are you just saying that to win brownie points because it's like the thing to say when suicide gets brought up? You know what I mean? But aside from that, I think that's actually all there is to cover about this situation. So I suppose to conclude, yeah, I don't like any of these people. I think JayUs is a fucking weirdo wanker. I think the racist past thing is a little hard to get over, as much as I don't think she's racist anymore. The stuff with that one TikTok creator was a little bit suspicious. It was at the very least very inappropriate. I don't think, again, she was being outwardly racist towards her, or that the ghosting her was due to racism. Again, though, that was ages ago, but it does show that she is still very irresponsible. The plagiarism stuff is undeniable and really shitty as well. However, I do believe that in this scenario in particular, she absolutely has a right to be angry, and she's credible. She's fairly credible in criticizing Mattie for the things that she is criticizing them for. Because there is video evidence of Mattie being intimate with minors, and it's very dodgy, and Mattie is, in my opinion, pretty undeniably a fucking wrong'un. Their response video was not convincing at all. All it really showed was that Amara, in particular, wasn't a minor when they started dating. I'm choosing to believe Amara in terms of them never being friends until they were 18 years old, or she was 18 years old. Now, apparently, Mattie was posting videos saying that they fell in love with Amara the day that they met, which Amara was 15 the day that they met. That's a little bit fucking weird. I wish I could find that video. But even regardless of all that, I think 23 years old and 18 years old is still really, really strange. Just not illegal like it is the 17-year-old. But, yeah, Mattie Westbrouck, bad. Really, really bad. Really horrible. I wouldn't be friends with them personally. I think I actually really dislike them. I think they're a really creepy person. I think they're a creep. Undeniable. They're a creep. Really big creep. A big liar as well, trying to run away from all these accusations. I understand you're not going to admit it, are you? But like, fuck me. Are they a huge weirdo? And I think JayUs is completely justified in making these videos about her, as much as I do think JayUs sometimes steps over the line a little bit in terms of, you know, making accusations with no evidence. The evidence that they do show is quite conclusive and compelling, in my opinion. You just gotta be careful with what to believe, what not to believe, and not to take everything as gospel just because some things have been confirmed. But luckily, I don't think those things have to be confirmed for me to think that Mattie Westbrouck is a fucking weirdo who probably shouldn't have this platform. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, I think that's the end of the video. I want to end by giving a shout out to this person on Instagram who messaged me asking me to upload on the 20th of Instagram. 20th of Instagram, fuck me. 20th of February, because it's their birthday. So happy birthday to you, pal. It's your lucky day, man, because it's the 20th of Feb right now, isn't it? The time of upload, hopefully, if the video gets back quick enough. And if it doesn't get back quick enough, then I don't know if I'll keep this bit in. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Happy birthday yesterday, if this comes out a day after the 20th. Sorry for missing your birthday, my friend. I'm so genuinely apologetic about that. I hope you had a good one, and I hope this is a good, like, post. Maybe you're hungover or something, if you're of legal drinking age, or if you're not. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know 19-year-olds in that drink as well. Like, it's stupid. Drinking age is too old in America. It's ridiculous. We're getting too off topic now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.